So, I'm on my 2010 5.1 Mac Pro, which I actually have been using as my main machine for about a month. Really, for two reasons. Number one, because it has 32 gigs of RAM, and that's absolutely awesome. And secondly, a friend who had upgraded his audio interface, he gave me his old audio interface, which is a crazy 20 in, 20 out interface. And I'm actually recording the audio on it right now. And it works great, but it uses FireWire, and so he gave me his FireWire 400 card along with it, and so I kind of have no choice at this point. Now, I'm not really complaining because this machine is sure no slouch. I mean, it runs fine, and I'm going to demonstrate for you in this video how this machine can do some 8K Red RAW. With some caveats, but I will demonstrate that for you in this video. Now, the specs are, like I said, 32 gigabytes of RAM. I have the 2.8 gigahertz quad-core Nehalem crap processor. Honestly, I could upgrade it, but I don't think it's really worth it. I probably will upgrade it, though, maybe like an X5675 or something, just to get a little bit of a boost. It's not going to give a ton of a boost because you can only take these machines so far. And the video card, which is doing all the heavy lifting, is the Radeon Pro W5500, and it runs fine. So this machine runs great. There are a few things that I've just noticed that it's, kind of sluggish, especially compared to my M1. It just feels slower. But absolutely, you can use this as your daily machine. I'm doing it right now. So what I'm going to demonstrate for you in this video is the fact that this computer can play back 8K Red RAW. Now, there, like I said, are a couple of limitations, and I will demonstrate those here in a second. So let's just play back this graded, well, not graded, but it's got a LUT on it. And we can see it's playing back fine with minimal GPU usage. It's only using, 30% max. So, and keep in mind, I'm running screen capture at the same time, so we might run into some issues, just some minor slowdowns. Because really, QuickTime doesn't use a ton of system resources like OBS, and I actually can't even get this audio interface to work with OBS for some reason. It works with Twitch Studio just fine, but OBS and Streamlabs too, you can see I've got the two installed. It just totally doesn't work. So I'm working on that, but we can see here that once we do some speed stuff, I slow this down at 50%. It really can't handle it, but you're really asking a W5500, which isn't even that powerful of a card, to handle 8K Red RAW. You're kind of asking a little much. Now, if we just change this to, standard faster, it theoretically should be able to handle it. It's sort of working. Yeah, it's working okay. With minimal stuttering. Just took a second. Yeah, but we can see, optical flow is kind of terrible. But I don't have the studio version. Let's try enhance faster. And again, we might have to cache this stuff. Because you're really asking this computer to do a lot, which is to play back slowed down 8K Red RAW. So now we're starting to hit a wall with this. But I honestly think that the screen capture might be putting a block in terms of its performance, but we can see there it's playing back okay. Like I said, you're asking it to do a lot. So what I'm going to actually do is change this to enhance better, and let's render cache this. And you might be curious, let's just see how well it plays back with enhance better. Yeah, so it's clearly not going to work, but we can see that this goes fine. So let's do this. Let's go to render cache. Let's go to smart and see if this does it. I think that'll do it. And then the other thing that I wanted to try was just getting this part here. And the reason is because I want to try, I just want to cut. You know what? I'll just copy this, paste it on the other end, and make a cut here. Because what I want to try is stabilizing this, but I don't want to get that because that's going to screw up the stabilization. Because I think that was a potential, that might have been intentional. I don't know how they filmed this. But let's try to stabilize. Stabilize, perspective. Translation and camera lock seem to work the best. So let's just do this. Ooh. Oh, there it goes. So yeah, it seems to be able to play back stabilized footage. What I'm going to do now is pause the video, pause the screen capture, and let this render cache, and then let's see what happens. See that this has been render cached, and it plays back just fine since it has been render cached. And we can see the stabilized one plays back fine. Now I'm going to turn off the cache, just for now. And I want to see just in this clip here, can we make these guys smaller? Can we, number one, let's try 2 streams of 8K red raw. And I should change the, I don't know what the retime thing is at. Oh, it's all on project settings. So what is the project setting? Gotta be honest, I don't even know where to find it. Oh, here it is. Standard faster. Okay, good. So let's take these 2 and change these here and move. I just want to see a rough, like, would this be able to play back 2 streams of the same video? Because I only have this one clip downloaded, but can it do it? Yeah. Seems to be running fine. 22% GPU usage. So this is working great. So what if we try to apply an effect? Here, I won't do anything crazy like a digital glitch. I mean, we will do that, but let's try... Oh, open effects. What about a Gaussian blur? Just keep it nice and simple. See how this works. It can do it. It can do it. So we are using a little bit of CPU for this work, but mostly it's GPU bound. Yeah, so that runs fine. Now, what I do want to try here is, let's just take this source clip, copy, paste it over here, and what I want to try is something a little stupid. I want to try a possibly one of the most intense fusion effects to ever exist. I don't know why this is all small. Might have to do with the resolution, which is a defocus, and this brings any system down to its knees. So what I want to do is I want to bypass this. Oh, I can't. Wait. I just want to zoom this in, just so that we can get sort of a full frame, so we can understand sort of what's happening here. And I'm going to turn back on the render cache. Oh, it's going to catch the blur first. And then I'm just going to change a couple things here. Let's see if I can actually select the clip. Again, this brings like any system down to its knees. It's ridiculous. I think Resolve might crash. This is not going well. Interesting. Okay, so it's 8:07 p.m. now. I want to see how long this is going to take to cache, or if I lose my patience. So you'll see here in a second. I didn't lose my patience. It was just that it was so, like, I don't even know how to describe what was happening. It was basically that it was so intense on the GPU that it was about to kernel panic. Like, I am not kidding. The system was about to crash because it was basically, I couldn't navigate the OS. It was so laggy. Even moving the cursor was laggy. So we can see DaVinci is using quite a bit of RAM, and we're using 24 gigabytes of RAM. So I think what I'm going to do, because Fusion stuff caches into RAM, what I'm going to do is just restart DaVinci. And I don't need Dave McKenna. Although I'd highly recommend listening to that. But let's just see here once we restart, because now we're back to our normal 37% RAM usage, which is adequate. Let's see once this loads up. There we go. So one final thing that I want to do is not a what I want to do is I've got a ProRes version, because I think if I do this on the red raw, it's going to be too intense. It's probably going to do the same thing as the defocus. So I want to take the ProRes version, drop it in, and do a digital glitch. Because a digital glitch is also a pretty intense effect. Let me just do this color grade real quick. Because I could copy clip attributes, but whatever. Too late. Okay. Digital glitch. Where is it? It's under effects. Digital glitch. And I want to render cache this. It should automatically do it. Oh no, maybe it's not. Maybe I've got to do this. There we go. And we can just see, yeah, the system still is fine. It's using much more CPU than it is GPU, which is interesting. I wonder, it's not using that much RAM. DaVinci Resolve is using 2 gigs of RAM now that we restarted it, because it cleared out the whole cache, but I am noticing a ton of CPU usage, which is interesting. So I wonder if this effect is somehow CPU enhanced or CPU dependent. So I'll get rid of that because we don't need that. But I wonder, like, can we just do, I don't know, the night vision effect? Like, will that work? Because that can play back in real time on my M1. Yes, that works. Oh, but I need to wait for this to recache. So I want to render cache. Fusion effect filter. Oh, I did that the wrong way. Render cache fusion effect filter. So there it should start to recache here. Yeah, this is really weird. Why is it using so much CPU? Huh. Yeah, that's quite interesting. So what if we try over this like a layer of text? Actually, I'll get rid of the effect first. I think it could have something to do with the fact that this is ProRes. So I'm actually going to, since we don't need to worry about effects anymore, I'll just paste this one back. Because I think on this system especially, ProRes is really weird, and it just does weird stuff. So, can we do, like, this is just the digital glitch text. Okay, so this is large text. We'll just call this test. It's taking a while. Test video. And then the small text will say, oh, I don't know, on the 5,1 Mac Pro. So, like, can this play back that layer of text? No. But when it runs your caches, it should be fine. So let's just wait. This shouldn't take too long. So this should be going here. Yeah, here it goes. And then what I want to do finally is render this puppy out to the 2 terabyte. Because I don't want to do it on my internal. So let's do this. This is saved in the root as MP4 H.264 because this video card doesn't have HEVC encoders, which is really weird. Maybe that's an open core issue. I have no idea. So we'll just turn off the cache for now, and let's render this bad boy. And what I want to do is I'm going to pause the screen capture and then come back and give you the results. Let's see, the render's been done for a minute, so the fan has already ramped down, as you might be able to hear, but it took 6 minutes and 18 seconds to render that out. So that was 1 minute and 39 seconds. So, like, would I recommend editing 8K Red Raw on one of these things? No, I wouldn't. I think it's a little too slow. However, it's possible to do. Maybe if you get a more powerful video card, it might work better. I'm not quite sure, but that concludes this. I might do a second part of this, depending on what you think, and resolve quit unexpectedly. Okay. So that's it for tonight. So I hope this was helpful in determining this. Now, I think, would I, like, is the Mac Pro usable in 2023? Well, it is. It is absolutely usable. I mean, I'm using it right now. And you can really push it, as I just demonstrated. So I think, I think it works pretty well. Let me just say that. So that's it for tonight. So let me know what you think down in the comments, and thanks for watching.